Baseball is a game of moments, a tapestry woven with individual plays that can define careers and alter the course of a season. Each swing, each catch, each strategic decision holds the potential for greatness or failure. But when rivals meet, when two teams with a shared history and a burning desire to win clash on the diamond, every pitch feels like it could change everything. The stakes are higher, the intensity is amplified, and the atmosphere crackles with anticipation. The long, grueling season suddenly sharpens into focus, the months of training, the countless games, all leading to these pivotal matchups. Every play, every decision magnified under the intense spotlight of a rivalry game. A stolen base becomes a daring act of defiance, a pitching change a strategic chess move, and a close call at the plate ignites a firestorm of debate. Rivalries aren't just about teams. They transcend the players on the field. They're about history, pride, and the cities they represent. They're about generations of fans who have lived and breathed these matchups, passing down their passion and loyalty from one generation to the next. Emotions run high, and the tension is palpable from the stands to the dugouts. Every cheer, every jeer, every nervous fidget contributes to the electric atmosphere. These games mean more. They carry the weight of expectations, the hopes of a city, and the legacy of past battles. Bragging rights, psychological edges that can shift the momentum of a season, and the chance to become legends, to etch your name into the annals of baseball history with a single swing or a game-saving catch. The pressure can push players and managers to the edge, the weight of expectation can be crushing, and the fear of failure can be paralyzing. Sometimes over it, leading to moments of frustration and anger that boil over on the field. A single pitch that misses its mark, a disputed call by an umpire, or a heated exchange of words can escalate quickly, drawing in both teams, as players rush to defend their teammates and protect their honor. MLB keeps a close watch, recognizing the delicate balance between passion and control, ready to step in to maintain order and protect the game's integrity, ensuring that the competition remains fierce but fair. It's a delicate balance, a constant negotiation between the raw emotion that fuels the game and the need for discipline and respect. Letting passion fuel the sport, igniting the competitive fire, but stopping it from turning into chaos, preserving the spirit of sportsmanship. Recently, the Padres and Dodgers, two teams separated by a short distance but a vast ocean of rivalry, locked in a fierce divisional race, battling for supremacy in the NL West, saw their rivalry reach a boiling point, a culmination of years of hard-fought games and simmering animosity. One pitch from Padres reliever Robert Suarez to Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani, a moment that encapsulated the high stakes and intense pressure of the rivalry, set off a chain reaction, a series of events that highlighted the fine line between competition and conflict. Ejections, fines, and suspensions served as a reminder that even in the heat of battle, there are boundaries that must not be crossed. This wasn't just about one moment, it was about more than just a single game or a single incident. It was the culmination of years of competition and animosity, a testament to the enduring power of rivalries in shaping the landscape of baseball. In baseball, the line between fierce competition and crossing the line is razor thin, a constant challenge for players, managers, and umpires alike. The Padres-Dodgers rivalry isn't as old as Yankees-Red Sox, a rivalry steeped in over a century of history and tradition. Those two teams have been battling it out for generations, creating a legendary narrative. But in recent years, the Padres-Dodgers matchup has become one of baseball's most heated. It's a rivalry that's quickly catching up in intensity and passion. For years, the Dodgers were the undisputed powerhouse in the National League West, consistently making deep playoff runs and hoisting World Series trophies. The Padres, on the other hand, often found themselves in the role of the underdogs, struggling to compete with the Dodgers' financial might and on-field talent. But San Diego decided to change the script, embarking on an ambitious journey to transform themselves into a legitimate contender. They started building a star-studded roster, acquiring some of the game's biggest names to challenge LA's long-standing dominance. The goal was clear: dethrone the kings of the NL West. Now every series between these two teams feels like a playoff matchup, with an electric atmosphere and heightened intensity. Both teams are constantly trading blows, both on the scoreboard and with their personalities, leading to some truly memorable moments. Dramatic home runs that swing momentum, intense stare-downs between pitcher and batter, and heated exchanges that sometimes spill over, fueling the fire of this rivalry even further. For the Padres, It's about proving they belong at the top of the division, showing that they can compete with the best. For the Dodgers, it's about defending their turf and maintaining their status as the kings of Southern California. Each pitch carries the weight of recent history, the memory of past battles, and a palpable sense of animosity. That pitch from Suarez to Ohtani wasn't just a random event in a regular season game. It was a moment charged with meaning. It was another chapter in a bitter saga, a continuation of the ongoing narrative between these two teams. Both teams know the unwritten rules of baseball, the unspoken codes of conduct, and they understand the high stakes involved in every single game. When they meet on the field, it's not just about securing a win for today. It's about establishing supremacy in Southern California, about bragging rights and regional dominance. The historical context of this rivalry is absolutely crucial to understanding why tempers flared so easily and why emotions run so high. It also explains why the league felt compelled to respond so forcefully, sending a clear message that such behavior will not be tolerated. Every game is a battle, a hard-fought contest where every inch is earned and nothing is given freely. It's all part of a long, ongoing war for supremacy, a feud that promises to deliver many more dramatic moments in the years to come. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation. You could feel the tension radiating from the stands, a palpable energy that only a close game can create. Every pitch, every swing carried the weight of expectation. Bottom of the seventh inning, the lights shining bright, and the Dodgers clinging to a narrow one-run lead. The scoreboard told the story of a hard-fought battle, a back-and-forth affair where every run mattered. Earlier in the game, Padres' Jurickson Profar had been hit by a pitch, a moment that added fuel to the already burning fire of this rivalry. It was a reminder of the physical nature of the game and how quickly things could escalate. The hit by pitch ratcheted up the stakes considerably. The tension in both dugouts was now visible, etched on the faces of every player and coach. Everyone knew that one wrong move could ignite a powder keg. In heated rivalry games like this, even seemingly accidental hit-by pitches can't be easily dismissed or ignored. They become points of contention, sparking suspicion and fueling the competitive fire. Every action is scrutinized, every intent questioned. With the game on the line, Padres reliever Robert Suarez emerged from the bullpen and took the mound, tasked with holding the Dodgers' potent offense at bay. He was stepping into a pressure cooker. His immediate challenge, facing Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers' unparalleled superstar, a player capable of changing the game with a single swing. The crowd roared as Ohtani stepped into the batter's box. Suarez's first pitch was a statement, a blistering 98-mile fastball, screaming high and tight, dangerously close to Ohtani. It was a clear message. Ohtani, with lightning-quick reflexes, ducked just in the nick of time, narrowly avoiding what could have been a disastrous hit. The crowd gasped, a collective intake of breath echoing through the stadium. Recognizing the potential for escalation, the umpire immediately issued warnings to both benches, a preemptive measure to try and keep the peace. He wanted to make it clear that any retaliatory actions would not be tolerated. The warning signaled zero tolerance for any further escalation, a clear line drawn in the sand. The umpires were determined to maintain control of the game and prevent it from spiraling out of control. Next pitch. Suarez drilled Ohtani squarely in the back. There was no doubt about the intent this time. Without hesitation, the umpire ejected Suarez on the spot, sending him off the field and further inflaming the already volatile situation. As if on cue, both dugouts emptied, players pouring onto the field in a surge of adrenaline and anger. The benches cleared in a heartbeat. Chaos erupted on the field as players from both teams converged, a swirling mass of bodies and raised voices. The intensity was palpable. Padres manager Mike Shildt, incensed by the ejection and the unfolding chaos, stormed onto the field to argue with the umpire, a move that quickly earned him an ejection as well. Not to be outdone, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts joined the fray, adding his voice to the chorus of dissent and further escalating the already tense situation. Roberts' involvement led to his own ejection, leaving both teams without their managers as the game teetered on the brink of complete anarchy. For the Padres, this was about standing up for their own, showing solidarity with a teammate they felt had been wronged. It was a display of team unity in the face of adversity. For the Dodgers, it was about protecting their superstar, ensuring the safety of a player who is vital to their success. Ohtani is not just a player, he's an icon. The umpires were left with the unenviable task of restoring order to a powder keg atmosphere, trying to separate the players and regain control of a game that had completely unraveled. In a matter of minutes, a close, competitive game had devolved into a full-blown spectacle, a chaotic scene that captivated and shocked the baseball world. 3 ejections, a bench-clearing incident, and the undivided attention of the entire league. This game had become more than just a contest between 2 teams. The errant pitch, or perhaps not so errant, was just the initial spark, the catalyst that ignited the explosion. But the fallout from that moment, the consequences of those actions, were only just beginning to unfold. The ramifications would be felt far beyond this single game. This was rivalry baseball at its most intense, its most raw, and its most combustible. A reminder of the passion and emotion that fuels these contests. The consequences of this night would be felt long after the final out, lingering in the air and shaping the narrative of this rivalry for games to come. In MLB, hitting a batter is governed by both written rules and a century-old code. Umpires can eject pitchers and managers if they believe a pitch was intentional, especially after warnings. But baseball's unwritten rules often demand retaliation when a star is hit. This eye-for-an-eye mentality is seen as self-policing, but it clashes with the league's mandate for safety. The Suarez-Ohtani incident, 2 pitches, one high and tight, the next hitting Ohtani, made intent clear to the umpire. MLB reviews every detail after such incidents, especially when player safety is at risk. The league's job allow intensity, but punish actions that cross the line. After the dust settled, MLB's discipline department took over. Robert Suarez received a 10-game suspension and a fine for intentionally hitting Ohtani. The league called his actions dangerous and unsportsmanlike. Padres manager Mike Shildt and Dodgers manager Dave Roberts each got 1-game suspensions and fines for their roles in escalating the conflict. MLB's message leadership matters, and both sides are accountable. The league wants rivalries, but not at the expense of safety or sportsmanship. The penalties were swift and significant, a warning to all teams. After the suspensions, both managers spoke out. Padres' Mike Shildt argued the warning was premature and Suarez's ejection was unfair. He insisted Suarez was just pitching aggressively, not intentionally targeting Ohtani. Shildt said, "A warning, then an ejection on the next pitch? That's not how it's supposed to work." He stood by his player, defending the team's approach. Dodgers' Dave Roberts saw it differently. He believed Suarez's intent was obvious. "When you throw up and in, then hit him, you have to assume intent," Roberts said. He supported the umpire's decision, prioritizing Ohtani's safety. Roberts accepted his own suspension, admitting he let emotions get the best of him. "I have to be better at controlling my emotions. My job is to lead from the dugout." The manager's statements captured the rivalry's divided perspectives. Each side defended its own, fueling the ongoing tension. MLB's suspensions for both managers highlight a core principle. Managers set the tone for their teams. When tempers flare, the league expects managers to de-escalate, not inflame. The focus should be on the player's performance, not sideline theatrics. By suspending both Shildt and Roberts, MLB reinforced that leadership means composure, even in heated moments. The league wants competition, not chaos. Managers are expected to defend their teams, but there's a line between passion and undermining the game's integrity. The message let the players decide the outcome on the field. The suspensions have real consequences. The Padres lose Suarez, a key reliever, for 10 games, forcing a bullpen shuffle and added pressure on other pitchers. Both teams will play a game without their regular managers, changing the dugout dynamic and decision-making. Even a 1-game absence can matter in a tight race. The incident will linger. Future matchups will be watched closely by umpires and the league. Any hint of intent could bring immediate ejections. Pitchers may be less aggressive inside, altering strategies. The rivalry's intensity remains, but now under a microscope. Every pitch in future meetings will carry extra weight. The Padres-Dodgers incident is a snapshot of baseball's evolving culture. The league is prioritizing player safety and marketability over old-school retaliation. Superstars like Ohtani are too valuable to risk. MLB's harsh penalties send a clear message: dangerous pitches and managerial outbursts won't be tolerated. Managers are now expected to lead with control, not just passion. Baseball's challenge is to keep rivalries fierce but safe. The suspensions are the commissioner's way of drawing the line. Intensity is welcome, but safety and integrity come first. In the end, it's about letting the game's best moments, not its worst, define the season.